My people of the fourth estate, welcome to the law AC, the street corridors. And today we are doing back to back because you know what's happening. And it is true that mambo yamechemka. That's what they say there in the streets. It's very serious. Right? You see, it seems people are sleeping with anxiety of what is happening. Everyone is anticipating the action from the government, and the government is also anticipating the action from common management through these demonstrations. And today we are going to focus on mass destruction of property through with the assistance of the government agency, the people that trust to protect this property. And what is the take of our leaders with respect to that one? And what is the take of our president with respect to that one? Because we are quoting verbatimly what we have, what the president said when he was in Germany, that he's going to ensure that the rights of Kenyans are well taken care of. Property is secured. There is no mass destruction of property. There is no loss of life. There is proper working space for business entrepreneurs. So it means if you go by the statement of the president, it goes against what happens on Monday here in the country, whereby we saw mass destruction of property worth over 70 million as per what has been stated. In Northlands, the former president Uhuru's mother's land, that is very serious. We've seen the spectrum, and we are being told that there were goons that were brought by motorbikes who destroyed property in the industrial area. The spectrum is the company for Raila Odinga. We have seen mass destruction of burning of police cars in Kaware, in Kangemi. We've seen mass destruction of burning of churches. A church was burned in Kibera. There's a mosque that was brought down by fire. So we are wondering, in all this, where is our security agency? Where are our elected leaders when all these happenings? Is it right for them to keep quiet? Is it right for them to watch? Is it right for them to participate and encourage? And in the words of Mtajua, you see, it was being said, and not even being said, it was said by this particular leaders. And sadly, these leaders are not apologetic of their statements. And we've seen Mtajua say that he will defend his statement. As much as they referred, we saw the tweet of Honorable Didmat Marasa, an MP in Kimilili, that's not even an MP in Nairobi, inciting violence, saying that people will be given plots in Northlands. And you see, at the 17 hours later, that's what we are seeing in Northlands. Let's go to what really happened. Let me give you a summary of how Northlands operates. Since 2013 moving forward, and just to mention to you that Northlands is supposed to build a very serious private city that was ongoing. That's a very, very, very serious project that's expected to take Kenyatta family, that's expected to take place there. That's just to let you know. So this is what happened. In Northlands, the property was the worst for the former first president, Jomo Kenyatta. The wife, Mama Ngina, inherited in the process of succession. So he's holding in trust of the sons and daughters of the former president. So the former president himself is not a direct owner. He's an indirect owner through the mother. This particular property, since 2013, has been under police protection. Not just police, but GSU. The property is fenced with electric fence. We have a police station at Northlands. So the question is, what happens? Where was the police by that time? Where were these GSU? Because remember, this property of former president is still protected by the securities provided for, and it's the work of the cabinet secretary to ensure that this is done. So what happens? The question that we need to ask ourselves, where were the GSU officers? Where were the police station? Though we are being told that when that incident happened, the police officers were told to report in different stations. They didn't report in that specific station where the Northlands is. And we're wondering, who was this that was ordering the instructions of police not to protect the property of individual? Let's just say, if they can go and attack and decide to subdivide, trespass, subdivide someone's land, who is very influential, what will happen to a common Kenyan who has no godfather, who does not enjoy security agency protection? What happened? This is very serious. It means these people that are taking country to the dogs. because that is completely wrong. We can say even Spectre, we can say that even the property of Raila Odinga is not being protected by GSU. But now them going to Northlands was to set a very big signal to our president, former President UhuruKenyatta. And you see, our deputy president is on record saying that, I think yesterday, the 28th, the 29th, he was saying that if people really don't know who he is, and if people really want to know who they are, they should ask Uhuru. What does that sensitize? It shows that actually that the people who started the plan, what happens there. And you see, on which country do we see security agencies meeting politicians to plan for them on how they can protect? And you see, that particular photo was deleted, the photo of Inspector General Kome, police commander Nairobi, Bungei, and other officers meeting. Though in that particular meeting, the cabinet secretary for interior and security wasn't there, Professor Kindiki. So you are wondering, at what capacity was the deputy president meeting these security agencies to give them what kind of instructions? Because you see, they have indicated that they are going to deal with azimio very strictly and to ensure that their supporters are not accessing town. The question is, does this town belong to a specific particular side of town? Does this town belong to Kenya Kwanza? No. Does this town belong to azimio? No. This town belongs to all Kenyans. The Nairobi is a more cosmopolitan that we expect people of different caliber to come, tribes, religion, races, countries. So when the police is told to come to town to protect and to stop people from entering town who are azimio, which criteria do the police use to know that John is not azimio? Which criteria that the police show to show that Mungai is not azimio? Which criteria that the police need to show that Otieno is not Kenya Kwanza? What type of criteria that do they need to show that Zainab is not a Kenya Kwanza? There is no criteria, there is no plan. So it means the people organizing the police to stop azimio, they're organizing to shed blood, to bring violence. And you see, the police is on record. We've seen there's a video that resurfaced with after former president, former prime minister highlighted that there will be a van that will be carrying goods, police officers who will be shooting, and definitely we saw the video was resurfaced here yesterday, and I think on 28th, I think on 28th the video resurfaced with police officers in plain uniform trying to shoot live bullets to Kenyans. Is that really the work of the police under the code of ethics? Because you see, we expect these police officers and the security agency to protect all Kenyans regardless of their political divide, to give them. And you see, I'm just wondering what's happening, the right to demonstration, right to picket, and right to expression, because now we are behaving as if this country doesn't have such rights. We are behaving as if the police now have all the rights, because the work of, just to take you through, the work of the police is to provide security, to ensure that people have peaceful picketing, peaceful demonstrations, everything peaceful at all costs. It is not the work of the police to stop. It's not the work of the police to kill. It's the work of police to protect, to ensure that the common mwananchi is well protected in any other way the moment they are notified. So I think on this one, we can definitely, and see the words of the former president and the current president, Dr. William Ruto, he said, was in Germany, that all that happened on Monday is completely on Inspector General, because he has been given, is an independent party who has been given powers to do everything. Just imagine that in this country, a cabinet secretary proposed that the internet is to be shut down because of a demonstration. We've been laughing to our neighboring country, Uganda, for being a democratic, providing a democratic space where opposition leaders are being arrested. Internet is being denied, people can't access social media and other things during demonstration, and that's where we're heading. And this one, we want to give a big thanks to the president, because we're told that it is the president who called the cabinet secretary, Iludowalo, cabinet for IT, not to switch off the power, not to switch off data, not to stop, to give people free space so that they can communicate with other things. It means there are some people, the way they are behaving, they are about to take this country to the dogs. They are about to sold this country to the dogs. And it is very true, because if leaders cannot be apologetic of their own actions, if leaders cannot be apologetic on the situation, on how things look like, it means we are in a big mess. And you see, if you want to know that we have an opposition, coward leadership, is a leadership that uses security agencies to stop the operations of a common manage. because these are the problems. If the police was to provide security for everything, it means people would have had their demonstrations peacefully and go home. There will be no mass destruction of the property. But now you see, we are having a battle between the police and the common mwananchi. So it's not even a demonstration per se, because the police is trying to show their muscle to untrained and unskilled Kenyans who maybe are carrying maybe stones, and you see police is firing live bullets, throwing water at them. It means we are not doing good as a country. And just to mention it, this country is on the wrong track. If you don't change things and make things work, it will be very difficult for us to recover. And you see, if you look at the actions of the deputy president, not even apologizing for what happened to the property of former president. We have seen in the past, from our retired and the late President Moi, he did agree with the deputy president. Then was a minister, but when the current president becomes the deputy president, we didn't see him burn down Kabarak. We didn't see him destroy Mori's property. He really respected. And at this point, I think our deputy president has lost it. And deputy president, actually the situation that we're having, that we are having a situation whereby politicians, they are using Kikuyus to destroy their property in protection of Kalenjins who are saying that the Luos are protesting against their son who is in government. So they are doing it for the Kalenjins to finish themselves, to show loyalty to people who are saying that other parties are demonstrating on their behalf. And you see, that is not true. That's not true, because what is happening in the country is universal. Cost of living is high for everyone. Unga is up, power is up, fuel is up. So everyone is suffering, even the people who are going for demonstrations, even the police. I can see police in town. What they taken to town very early in the morning with no plan to sit there the whole day. So I think people should work on how to do things. And back to our topic, we should not have security agencies watch people's property destroyed. And you see what happens in Kibera. I'm just wondering what really happened, because Baba was in Kibera. How did they end up burning a mosque? Or did they end up burning a church? And we saw former Prime Minister trying to meet with people, both Wanubi and people, Christians, in trade, have a discussion. That's the thing that we shouldn't have, that we destroy property and have discussion. And you see in Migori, someone's property and hardware have been burned out. That is not what. And you see, funny enough, that this is why you're saying that the police is fueling this violence, because we've been told that we've been having very peaceful demonstrations in Kisumu, because I think police commander there did not go after the people. They ensured that people who are demonstrating are demonstrating peacefully. There's a lot of restraint, and we are told that he has been changed because he's not serious, and that is not what should happen. So I think the police, the government agencies that have been nominated and elected to do their work, let them do their work without inciting Kenyans against fellow Kenyans. There is no place that is indicated that this place, the food that we are having for Kenya Kwanza, or the food that we are having for azimio. All of us stream at the same level, all of us are the same. So let's come together as a country to ensure that we have the high cost of living come down. And that's the work of the government. The government to ensure that we have proper structures, that we have a high cost of living at affordable. So I think on these demonstrations, the police have failed, and they have failed big time. On these demonstrations, the office of the deputy president have failed, and it has failed big time. And what do we expect? We expect members of parliament, legislators from Rift Valley, to say that Kikuyus are sabotaging their government, because that is what we are seeing. What Gachagua is doing, he's sabotaging the government of President Dr. William Ruto. And if he's not stopped, he will take this government to ashes. This government and this nation will be banned because of him. As a leader, you must be able to restrain. You must be able to accommodate everyone regardless of their political divide. You should not give your statement when you see, when you're the deputy president by the president, there is no way you can give one-sided statement. There is no way. That means what the deputy president is doing is completely wrong. He's taking this country to the dogs. And we've been told that even these people who went to Northlands, they were carried from Nyeri, they came. They were not even paid well. Some of them are not even paid until today. So it means the government is able to hire goons to come and destroy people's property. Where we go, it means Kenyans will be setting again. Tomorrow you'll be told that you are having a do with your dynasty. Don't the people who are suffering is because of you. So I think on these demonstrations, the government should do their work. Let the police do their work. Let the executive do their work. Let the elected members do their work. Let Kenyans do their work. Let's ensure that the country moves and moves in a proper direction. But the way we are, I don't think it is better to do things this way. And this Inspector General Como, we should initiate a process to remove it, because this is not what we want. We cannot use police forces. And you see, this government probably that the police will not participate in politics. And what we're seeing that the police is participating in politics. Some of these leaders, we should even have a plan to impeach them, remove them from the government, because we don't need people who initiate, people who motivate, people who plan for other people to lose. So, my people, for today, we close it there. And we know that now that the president has come, we hope very many things are happening. And some of them that we are happening now, the president here, we expect the president to call this cabinet secretaries, they have discussions on how they can bring cool the temperature down. We expect them to call the opposition leaders, they sit down, they see how leaders they can share ideas. We expect the president to talk with his deputy to retaliate from his harsh words on Kenyans. We expect the president to call even for the investigation the way the DPP have called for the investigation for Muslims. And not only Muslims, even what happens in Kenya. We want people who are not people who are criminals to be charged, people who have been seen in photos to be charged. We don't need a system whereby the DCI is giving us photos of other countries and they are saying that they're going to prosecute things that happened 10 years ago. We need them to act now. We need them to do things right now. We need them to act past the law. We need people who are demonstrating to demonstrate as per the law. We need the government agency to do it by the law. We don't need a situation whereby the rights to demonstration, the constitutional rights, we don't need a situation whereby that be taken away. My people, we thank you, we appreciate you. Next time, let's meet the same place, we'll see how things are going. Take care, be safe.